Hi there. I'm going to try to do a quick demonstration on how to build an audience of users who are opting into and out of sharing their IDFA. So that would be called limit ad tracking for iOS users, limit ad tracking on versus limit ad tracking off. And I'm going to do this with no prep at all. So I want to show you how easy it is. So first of all, you go into the audience reporting builder. I'm sorry, the audience reporting for the audience builder here up in the top menu. Click on create new audience, and then you'd get this window, which is where you create the audience. So we're going to say users on, LAT users on. So these are people that are limiting ad tracking. So that means they are not sharing the IDFA. Okay, fat finger that. Put a description. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that as a description there. You can choose your app. If you want to do it for all apps, just leave that blank, and then you select your period. Now, the period is the amount of users who have opted into that event or are showing that condition. So for a user property, condition property, for a user property, those are going to be all the users who have opened the app and shared that user property. So in this case, it's going to be the period of users in the last 30 days who've shared the user property limit ad tracking either on or off, since that's a Firebase user property. And in this case, this customer is using Firebase. So this one's actually pretty easy. All you do is you select a condition, you go down to commonly used events, and you would say, have limited ad tracking. Have limited ad tracking is exactly yes. So that would be all the users who are limiting ad tracking, so are not sharing the IDFA, and I click create. And then to create the opposite audience, I go ahead and create a new audience while this one's being built. And I would do the exact opposite. I'd say commonly used events have not limited ad tracking, and that would be exactly matches no. Now you'll notice that we actually are moving it from the commonly used event to the Firebase user properties to teach you how to go about using it, but it's just easier to go into commonly used events. And sometimes I could go, is limited ad tracking? I could say if I wanted in this case, maybe I would have a 0, because unless you're manually setting user property to be, maybe it's going to be yes or no by default. And everyone who's using Firebase will have this user property by default. That's it. You can create two audiences that way. If I were to say create with yes, so we get a little drop down here of the indexed values. Yes, this would be all the people that are limited ad tracking, not sharing the IDFA. Hit create, and my audience is built. That easy.